Xbox boss Phil Spencer has admitted that Microsoft continues to suffer a substantial loss on every Xbox Series X and Series S console sold. That's in contrast to Sony, which no longer makes a loss on the PS5. We're going to look at this particular article, and we're going to look at what I think is beneath this statement. Because when you actually pay very close attention, even though Sony said they didn't lose money, it was only on the $499 PS5. However, the $399 PS5 at the time, the digital edition, still needed to stay profitable because there's still some work that needs to be done. Right now, Sony says any loss on that console is being offset through peripherals and continued sales of the PS4 console. This situation may be helped by the fact that Sony is making a lighter version of the PS5 digital edition, which is interesting because hardware market is a subsidy market. And I've seen a lot of people talk about the Xbox, itself losing money and all of that stuff. And these companies pretty much have to make up for, this whole thing with subscription services. And as they said here, peripherals, basically your accessories and such. Now, it might start to make sense to you why PlayStation has increased the price of their PlayStation 5 DualSense 5 controller. For those of you who may or may not know, the price has gone up by $5, and a lot of people are wondering why is this the case. Some people are citing inflation, some people are citing all kinds of different reasons. I think those may be valid to an extent, but you can't negate the fact that they're probably on the cusp of releasing another big hardware that is more than likely going to be selling at a subsidized price, which will inherently bring a loss to PlayStation just as the hardware does. What's even funny is the Xbox is $699 to make. I mean, I just looked at that price from the article, and I have people telling me you can't build a console for $500 that's going to do yada, 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 when in reality, if Xbox was to sell them the console at the full price, they'd literally be robbing you because you can spend that amount and pay for a better PC when all is said and done. But that's a whole different conversation, Xbox and PlayStation fans. We're going to bring it right to your doorstep because these console prices, to me, don't necessarily provide a value that a gamer would need as time gets different and as push comes to shove. But like I said, that's a whole different conversation. So right now on Twitter, you start to see predictions go out. This person says, I predict tomorrow would include a shocking high price. 2, a lot of people telling you don't need it. 3, instantly selling out as soon as pre-orders are open. So they're basically predicting that scalpers are going to be at work getting ready to get this particular console. The confidence in the new consoles, I don't know if it's high or mid-tier or low. To be very honest, a lot of people already own a PS5. It's going to take a little bit of convincing to actually, let them see any reason why they need to get a PS5 Pro, because at the end of the day, what is it going to be offering and what the price point is? To me, I think that's going to be where people have to make their decisions. However, I know that because of what PlayStation has said in terms of how they recoup their cost from selling hardware, it's not surprising to see that the PS5 DualSense 5 controller has gone up by $5. Now, it's not the only way they're going to recoup their costs. Don't get me wrong. There are other ways, but I think this is probably one measure in this regard. Because how much more is it going to cost them to make the controllers? Those controllers are already profitable as is because they were counting on you to buy a second controller at some point. So they've already priced it where it's way below their production cost. And if it had gone up by $5, you're in trouble. You're in a way worse economic situation than you probably thought you were. If, say, cost of goods and cost of production and cost of labor have actually skyrocketed that much in the last few months. So we can't necessarily point to that parameter as the reason why. And I'm going to continue with this article because I think it's actually very interesting when you kind of take a look at it. Because this whole conversation about the console sales has been one that's basically been going on for the longest time. But here's the thing. PlayStation has not made any more statements regarding this. Sony made the announcement alongside, and this was in 2021, by the way. Let me go ahead and show you guys. This was August 4, 2021, when they actually made this statement. And on the Xbox side, that was in 2022. So it depends on where their sales are now. They might have made up the gap, but with the digital edition itself needing the PS4 console sales at that time to still make up for its loss, it's going to be very hard to convince me that the PS5 Pro is not going to be following suit when it comes to that same price point, and when it comes in even also to factoring in whatever kind of loss or whatever kind of profit margins that may be available in this particular package that they're going to be bringing to their audiences. I'm curious to see, though. A lot of people have said that this game, this new PS5 is going to be comparable to like a 4070 and all that. I don't know, man. If it is, then PlayStation is taking a huge loss. And if it is comparable to a 4070, I might break my word and buy one, because it's a cheap $1,700 laptop, basically. Because a 4070 laptop is a very expensive device, and so I don't know where they're gonna get 4070 level competition from, but we'll see though. But that always happens. PlayStation fans usually overinflate the performance, but we don't know the performance, so it's hard to judge. But I've seen a lot of PlayStation people do that. They'll say things like, "Oh, the PS5 can match a 3080." No, it can't. 3080 is a monster. I mean, are you kidding me? And they've said all these things, and then we finally found out it's a 6700 non-XT, and even still, a desktop 6700 will still be better because of a lot of the different capabilities. But we'll wait. I'll wait. I want to see what Mark Cerny's got to show. If it's the PS5 Pro, even, I don't even know. It could be, hey, he's just introducing some other new gizmo. I mean, you never know, but it is what it is. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching the video. Let me hear your thoughts on the price increase of the PS5 controller. That is, however, that is indeed the focus of this video. But sometimes, it's easy to get carried away with all this stuff. Thanks for tolerating me. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.